Hello students, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to give you 8 latest defense updates. Number 1. Can India leapfrog to 6th Gen Tech with EMCA foundations? Comment. A senior Indian Air Force official responding to China's development of its 6th Gen fighter jet highlighted India's potential to replace a similar trajectory by building on the advancement from its 5th generation Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft, that is EMCA program. The official emphasized that while China may have incorporated lessons and technologies from its 5th generation J-20 program into the 6th generation jet, India can adopt a similar approach to ensure its future fighters remain competitive. The official underscored the importance of the EMCA program as a stepping stone for India's aerospace ambitions. The EMCA, which is expected to make its first flight by 2028, is being developed as a 5.5 generation stealth fighter jet with advanced technologies like artificial intelligence-driven avionics and mission systems, stealth shaping and radar-absorbent materials, and next-generation sensors and electronic warfare suites. Next. Working in sync to ensure timely production of Tejas Mk2. The Tejas Mk2 program, a significant milestone in India's indigenous fighter jet development, is progressing smoothly under the collaborative efforts of HAL and the ADA. Both organizations are working closely to ensure that the aircraft not only makes its first flight in 2026 but also enters production by late 2029, with deliveries to the Indian Air Force expected to commence in early 2030. This timeline is vital for the IAF, which has specific requirements for its modernization efforts and fighter fleet composition. For the Tejas Mk2 enter production at the desired time, HAL and IAF must navigate a complex bureaucratic process. A key component of this is obtaining clearance from the Cabinet Committee on Security, which follows the acceptance of necessity granted by the Defense Acquisition Council. The timeline for these approval is critical. Next. IAF to decide post-retirement role of MiG-21s. The Indian Air Force iconic MiG-21 BIS fighter jets, a mainstay of India's air power for decades, are set to retire by the end of 2025. As the final chapter of the MiG-21 BIS comes into view, discussions have emerged about the potential repurposing of these aircrafts with innovative but contentious proposals for their future use. One of the most prominent suggestions is to convert the retired MiG-21 BIS aircraft into unmanned platforms to be used as aerial targets. These targets would serve as practice for India's long-range air defense systems, particularly under Project Kusha, a DRDO-led program aimed at developing advanced air defense capabilities. Next. HAL Chief Test Pilot calls for overhaul of India's aerospace R&D environment. Reacting to the reports of China's successful test flight of its 6th generation fighter jet, Harshvardhan Thakur, the chief test pilot of Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, highlighted critical gaps in India's aerospace research and development ecosystem. Thakur's pointed remarks underscore the urgent need for India to rethink its approach to innovation and development in defense and aerospace sectors. Next, India's hybrid hypersonic missile, a game changer. India's defense capabilities have taken a significant leap forward with the recent test of the hybrid hypersonic missile, officially known as Long Range Air Launched Surface Missile. The missile, boasting a stated range of over 1,500 kilometers, is the longest ranged conventional missile in India's arsenal, solidifying its position as a leader in missile technology. It represents a quantum leap in India's ability to project power and maintain a credible deterrence against adversaries, particularly in challenging terrains like the Tibetan Plateau. With hypersonic speeds and pinpoint accuracy, this missile offers India a formidable tool to neutralize critical military installations across vast distances. Next, Army unveils statue of Chhatrapati Shivaji at eastern Ladakh. The Indian Army has installed a statue of Maratha warrior Chhatrapati Shivaji on the bank of Pangong Lake at an altitude of 14,300 feet, a region that is close to the line of actual control with China in the eastern Ladakh sector. The Army's Leh-based 14 Corps said the inauguration of the statue celebrated the unwavering spirit of the Indian ruler as the legacy remains a source of inspiration. The statue was unveiled on Thursday by Lieutenant General Hitesh Bhalla, the general officer commanding of the 14 Corps, widely known as Fire and Fury Corps. Next, INS Tushil boosts India-Morocco maritime ties. As part of strengthening the bilateral relations and naval cooperations between India and Morocco, INS Tushil arrived at Casablanca, Morocco on 27 December 24. Morocco is a maritime nation and like India holds a unique geographical position with coastlines along both the Mediterranean and the Atlantic Ocean. The visit by the Indian warship seeks to further explore avenues for collaboration between both the navies. Next, INS Sarvekshak arrives at Port Louis for joint hydrographic survey with Mauritius. INS Sarvekshak, the Indian Navy's hydrographic survey ship, arrived at Port Louis, Mauritius on December 26th to undertake a joint hydrographic survey. An official press release by the Ministry of National Defence stated. Upon its arrival, the ship was welcomed by Anurag Shrivastava, the High Commissioner of India to Mauritius, Captain C.G. Binoob, Commandant of the Mauritius National Coast Guard, and other civil dignitaries. Thank you.